Imagine, if you will, a bridge. Now imagine that bridge but scary. If you just picture the Tilly Willy Bridge in the town of Fayetteville, Arkansas, you've just pictured the most haunted bridge in America. The Tilly Willy Bridge was built in the 1920s to act as a dam for the West Fork River, but soon fell into history as an extremely cursed location. Legend goes that in the long-ago world of the 1970s, a woman lost control while driving over the bridge during a rainstorm and plummeted into the watery depths, killing both her and her children. Supposedly, if you park your car on the bridge, you'll see handprints on the windows, pushing your car towards the water. Talk about close encounters of the wet kind! It is also said that a woman in white will appear in a field nearby and dance for the endangered bystanders. Also, according to my research, sometimes a goblin shows up. If you aren't frightened to your very core by that statement, just take a look at some of the stories people have told online about the bridge, vouching for how legit it is. On a website known as hauntedplaces.org, user Ezekiel shares his scary experience at the Tilly Willy Bridge. Me and my Elena Allen were in the back of my 84 convertible having a good time and were suddenly pulled away from each other and she was tossed out of the car, but then seconds later she was thrown back into the car and we drove off. Love that creek, good experience. As a paranormal investigator myself, I felt it was my duty to figure out if these stories were fact or fiction. And so, I embarked on the journey of a lifetime to the most haunted bridge in America. But I didn't want to go to the most haunted place in the United States by myself, so I recruited some friends to help me out. Once all of my cohorts were here, we headed to the bridge to see if it was as scary as it seemed. There wasn't anything online that told me how to summon the ghost, so I was sure to make up my own rules. I heard that if you want to summon the spirits, you have to chant her name.
It's named Tilly Willy Bridge because it's a willy scary bridge.
Once we were on the bridge, I put my car in neutral to see if the stories were true and a ghostly presence would push us into the water, presumably killing us instantly. And supposedly, a handprint will appear and push the car. So get ready for that. Unfortunately, the car didn't even budge until I put it into drive and then drove it. It was in neutral, but now it's being pushed. See? It worked. It seemed like those stories had been completely bogus, but we weren't about to stop our investigation just yet. As we exited my car, I got something ready that would no doubt reveal the malicious ghosts and goblins that haunted this bridge. So I made a Ouija board. Do you guys want to use it?
I would love to use it.
Awesome. Okay. I wasn't about to shill out $20 for a corporate Hasbro Ouija board when I could just make my own piece of haunted plastic. Using an old Wii Fit balance board as a base, I created the perfect homemade Ouija board to suit our ghost hunting needs. With the Ouija board out and ready, we asked the spirits some questions. Spirits, what is your name? And the answers we got were pretty shocking. C-R-U. What is that? S. Crust. Is your name Crust? If this Ouija board was correct, then the specter that was haunting the Tilly Willy Bridge went by the name Crust. That seemed a bit strange, but who was I to judge a timeless ghost? I kept on asking questions. I wanted to keep things formal, so I formatted my questions like this was a job interview. Why should we hire you? But unfortunately, the specter's answers were completely nonsensical.
BC, before Christ.
If I was really an employer, this spirit likely would not have gotten the job. I was starting to feel like my paranormal partners weren't really into this like I was. They were just content with making jokes.
Why did the ghost go alone to the prom?
I don't know why.
Because he had no body to go with. Tilly Willy.
Bye. Either way, the Ouija board was a complete bust. But I wasn't about to give up on Tilly Willy Bridge. I remembered a story that I had made up earlier. So you have to chant her name. So I had to figure out if what I had completely made up was true. Even with provoking the ghost by calling it very silly, nothing happened. It was safe to say that the Tilly Willy Bridge wasn't really as haunted as I had previously thought. I should have questioned the legitness of these stories online and not just have put my blind faith into them. And while I was sure that none of these stories were entirely real, I still had hope that one aspect of these stories remained true.